All right, let's get right into it. If you're a Subaru owner, I know there's nothing worse than seeing that check engine light pop on. So today we're going to tackle one specific code head on, the infamous P0057. Let's get this thing figured out.
So, does this look a little too familiar? That glowing light just staring at you from the dashboard, and your code scanner spits out P0057. Well, you are in exactly the right spot, because we are going to break down what this means and, more importantly, how you can fix it.
So, what is your car actually trying to tell you with this code? Before we even think about grabbing any tools, let's just decode the message first. Okay, so when you boil it all down, P0057 is all about a problem with the heater that's built right into a specific oxygen sensor. Seriously, you can think of it like a tiny electric blanket for that sensor. See, it needs to heat up super fast to give your car's computer the right information for the perfect air-fuel mix. When that little heater circuit fails, the computer knows something is up and, boom, it throws this code. Now, I know it's tempting to just, ignore it, but trust me, this is way more than just some annoying light. This code is pointing to a real issue that you're actually going to feel when you're driving.
And what does that feel like? Well, we're talking about poor drivability. Your car might start to feel sluggish. Maybe it hesitates when you step on the gas. The engine could run a little rough, and you will absolutely see your fuel economy take a nosedive. All of that just because one tiny heater in one little sensor isn't doing its job.
All right, let's put on our detective hats for a second. The P0057 code, that's our big clue. And it points us to four, let's call them suspects. Our job now is to go through the list and figure out who the real culprit is.
And here it is. This is basically our investigation board. You'll notice a pretty clear pattern here, right? For every single potential cause, the solution is super straightforward. Find the bad part and replace it. The real trick here isn't some complicated repair. It's all about being methodical. So let's walk through how to check each one of these suspects.
Okay, time to get our hands dirty. Well, metaphorically at least. We're going to go through our four suspects one by one, and I'll lay out the exact steps you need to take to find the problem.
First up on our list, the power supply. We're talking about the power going to that rear oxygen sensor. I mean, if the heater isn't getting any juice, it can't eat up. Simple as that.
So how do you check it? It's pretty direct. Step 1, grab a multimeter and test that power supply. If you're not getting the right voltage, well, bingo, you've probably found your problem. Step 2 is just to replace that faulty supply. And just like that, suspect number 1 is off the list. Okay, let's move on to suspect number 2. This could be an issue with the ground circuit for the ECM. That's your car's engine control module, basically its brain. And a bad ground is famous for causing all kinds of weird electrical gremlins. This could definitely be one of them.
And guess what? The approach is going to sound really familiar. First, you check that ground circuit for a solid connection. If that connection is weak, corroded, or just plain broken, you've found the issue. The fix? Just repair or replace that circuit to make sure the ECM has a proper ground.
All right, suspect number 3 takes us right back to the car's brain, the ECM. But this time, we're not looking at the ground, we're looking at the signal that the ECM is supposed to be sending out to the sensor's heater circuit.
Are you seeing the pattern here? It's all about checking the links in the chain. So check the output signal. Is the ECM actually telling the heater to turn on? If that signal is just dead or it's incorrect, you've found your issue. And by now, you know the fix. Replace that faulty component.
And that brings us to our fourth and final suspect. Sometimes the simplest explanation is the correct one. It's possible the rear oxygen sensor itself has just given up the ghost. I mean, think about it. If you've already confirmed the power is good, the ground is good, and the signal from the ECM is good, well, what else is left? The process of elimination points straight to the sensor itself. You can confirm this by testing the internal resistance of its heater circuit. If that reading is way off, the sensor is toast. The fix is simple. Replace the oxygen sensor. Case closed.
So let's pull all of that together into one simple, actionable checklist. Think of this as your cheat sheet, everything you need to remember to tackle this problem with total confidence.
So here's the bottom line. That P0057 code means there's an issue with an O2 sensor's heater circuit. The biggest thing you'll feel is your car just not driving right. Your job is to check the four key players: the power supply to the sensor, the ECM's ground circuit, the ECM's output signal, and finally, the rear O2 sensor itself. If you find a faulty part anywhere in that chain, the solution is always the same. Replace it.
And there you have it. You started with a frustrating warning light, and now you have a clear, step-by-step diagnostic plan. The mystery isn't so mysterious anymore.
You've got the knowledge, you've got the roadmap. The only question left is, are you ready to get that check engine light turned off for good?